Hey guys, it is currently storming here, so I can't do a garden update. I did one the other day, but my daughter was at camp. She still is, and it just didn't have the same joyful sound. I guess I was kind of missing her, so I didn't want to put something sounding so depressing online. So what I'm going to do today is just do a quick video talking about some tomato seeds. This is the first time I've ever tried any to save and to store. These came from my grandfather's tomato plants. He grew some big boys this year, and I'm going to call these Big Daddy's Big Boys because, you know, he's on up in age, and I always want to remember that every year when I grow these from seed, they started with his tomatoes, and they are so good. Me and the girls will sit at the table and eat like 5, like no lie, like we'll just sit, slice, throw on some salt, and eat. They're so good. Make the best tomato and bacon sandwiches, tomato sandwiches. They're just a really, really good tomato. They are the Big Boy brand, but, you know, just so that I don't mix these up if I ever were to get any other Big Boys, I want to know that I'm growing seeds that came from Big Daddy's garden. And I want to continue that, you know, year after year we'll have Big Daddy's tomatoes. So, here's a quick look at, I don't even know if I'm doing this right because I can't see. These are my finished product. What I did is I juiced some of the tomato, cut the tomato seeds out, and I read online that to get the slimy stuff off, you need to let them sit like on the windowsill or something like that for a few days. And what they did, it didn't take but like maybe 3, maybe 4 days. And what I did is I put them in a bowl, and I covered it with a paper towel because we have trouble with fruit flies around here. So I just covered it with a paper towel and checked it in a few days, and it had a mold over the top. And what the mold does is the mold will eat off the little slimy coating. There's no other way to get rid of the slimy coating that I know of from what I've read online and stuff. So then what you do is you take them and you put water on it after, and the slimy stuff, the mold stuff just kind of rinses away because the mold eats away everything that you don't want on your seed. And then you take a sieve, or I've got just like a tea strainer colander here, and you rinse the seeds in water and pick out the little tomato bits if there are any in there, and put them in a cool, dark spot. Don't put them in your window because they'll sprout. Because, you know, they will be wet seeds. They will be ready to plant. You can plant them as soon as you rinse them, but if you want to save them, you need to dry them. So, put them in a sieve. I put these just under a cabinet, and you know, that we rarely ever use, so they wouldn't get bothered. And I've got enough tomato seeds from maybe half a tomato. I've already sent some, or I'm going to be sending some. I've got them in an envelope to Garden Kid 54. Check out his channel. He's a young gardener. That's Garden Kid 54. He's doing really good. Helps his grandparents out. I think that's awesome. Every 2 weeks he goes and helps them out with their little garden. And I think anytime a kid is spending time with the elderly or even with their grandparents, they are to be commended, because that's kind of like a lost art, or a lost tradition, whatever you want to call it. People these days are just too busy to spend time with those who can teach us so much. And I really miss my grandparents, and I wish they were here with me still, because I'm just getting into this gardening thing. But my grandma Allen, she could grow flowers like nobody's business. My grandma Crosby, she did both. She did flowers. She had, if there was a bare spot in her yard, it was covered in flowers. She had gardens. I remember her taking us out in the field, and we'd pick peas and corn, and always growing up we had gardens. My dad planted, and he still has a small garden where he lives down in South Georgia. But spend time with your grandparents, or any other elderly people. You can learn so much from them. So this is just my little thing for today on how to save tomato seeds. Maybe one day I'll do a full video, but honestly there's probably so many videos out there, so you could probably just Google it up or look in YouTube for it. But these are my tomato seeds, and I don't know how many's in there. There's quite a few. I don't know if you can see them. But I'm excited because next year I will be planting Big Daddy's Big Boy tomatoes, and every year we'll save seeds from these tomatoes, and even after he's going on home to be with the Lord, we'll still have the seeds that he from his tomatoes he planted this year. I'm also wanting to do the same with some of his rose bushes. He's got a rose bush he planted. It's a beautiful shade of yellow. I want to propagate a rose from that because I love that rose bush. And things like that. It's I think it's nice to be able to year to year to year to hand down traditions like that. My mom has some gardening, some flowers and stuff that belong to my grandmother, and she's going to get me some clippings and stuff from those so that when I move to my new property, I'll have a little bit of my grandmother's gardening there with me. We also have a tree. It's a hibiscus tree. I don't know what Big Mama called it. We can't remember the name, but it's a hibiscus tree. And I failed my first attempt at rooting from that, but I'm going to try again. And I believe it came from my husband's great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather's place. So it's, it's an old tree. And I just think it's really, really cool to be able to take a little bit of history from where you were, and then you can tell your kids, say, hey, this tree came from a tree that came from your great-grandfather. And when they get older, they can take a clipping and keep it going and make another tree or a plant or a flower or a vegetable from that same vegetable that their great-grandparents or their grandparents grew. So that's it for today. I cannot, it's thundering outside right now. We have really bad thunderstorms. I would love to do a garden update. I've got peas coming in on my contender beans, beans on my contender beans. They're about an inch long now. I cannot wait for those to get ready because my last beans, my pole beans, they all kind of ripened at different times, and my daughters ate them while they were out in the yard playing. They just snacked on them. So I'm glad that I don't use any kind of pesticides because I'm pretty sure they didn't rinse those off. So I'm excited about the contender beans. They are lots of flowers and lots of little bean pods on there. My tomatoes, if anybody can give me any tips, I don't know. I've got tons of tomatoes, and let me pause this and I'll go in and I'll show you what I've got. Okay, I'm back. Yesterday I picked a few things off the vines because they were starting to blush up, so I thought I'd bring them in and let them ripen because they are the first ones that have ripened. I didn't want the birds or anything or the worms, the hornworms, to get them. But I'm having trouble this year. It's the first year I've ever done this, and let me show you what I've got. First of all, I've got a black cherry tomato. Now these are very, very good. This one, I've eaten several, but this one I'm going to let it ripen up a little bit more. It's a very nice color. The taste, they're almost like a really strong tomato, but I'm going to get the seeds from this one and hopefully some more so that I can grow more of these next year because I really, really like these. And again, that's a black cherry tomato. I don't know if you can tell. It's got a really dark color, almost like a magenta type, red, purple, whatever. But that's not my problem. These are my problem. These are my tomatoes. These are not cherry tomatoes. These are the delicious variety. Some of them are getting to be, about hand size. But these two were already ripening. So I took them off the vine because they were blushing, and I've read studies that once they start blushing up, the plant cuts them off, and I didn't want to lose them. But they're like an orange color. I don't know what's going on. These are the ones, these did come from the plant, however, that I grew completely in ash. With some old leaves. It was from the burn pile, from leaves and things from last year. But they're not big at all. And I've got lots and lots and lots of these that are not big, but they're starting to ripen up. And I don't know. Some of them are bigger, and then I've got clusters that are like this, and on the very same plant I'll have a bigger tomato. But I'm having trouble getting them to ripen. I don't know what's going on. So if anybody's got any ideas on why these tomatoes are so small and ripening up, let me know. Again, they are the delicious variety. I'd never heard of that until I bought these. Now, my cucumbers, these are the Carolina hybrids, are not supposed to be this small. These were done, I mean, they've been on there, hanging on there. They weren't doing anything else, and that's it. Someone told me that it's because they are not getting pollinated enough, and that's believable because I don't have an abundance of bees or anything. We have some, but there's just not that many bees around here to do what I need to do, I think. But anyways, they still taste really good. They're really tender, really good, watery, like juicy. So I will still eat these like that. But I don't know. I've gotten some, that were the appropriate length. So I don't know, but I'm having trouble with things. And then I think that I might have over-fertilized this week, because I noticed on my bell peppers I had some brown spots today, as well as on my pimento peppers, and I do pray and hope that I did not kill my plants. I used a 10-10-10, and I just hope I didn't kill them. We'll see. I might have burned them a little bit, and I hope not, because they're just now starting to look really, really good. So we'll see. But that's it. So if anybody's got any tips, solutions on what I can do, I mean, I'm sure they'll still be good. I mean, I like tomatoes. But if you can tell, this is a cherry tomato, and look at the difference. Not much. So they're just not getting big. They've been out there for a while. They should have grown more than this. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I have put a little 10-10-10 in there. Some bone meal. I've used some Miracle-Gro tomato food. And not all at once, of course. Not all at once. Over the growing period. And I've used fish emulsion on the leaves, on all the foliage and stuff. So that's all I use. So I don't know. Maybe this is my first year. It's possible, very, very possible, I'm doing something wrong. Or it's very, very possible that this soil is just crap. If that's the case, next year I have another idea for trying to do things with the soil that will help it, if we're still here. So if that's the case, then next year I guess I'll find the answer. But if you guys have any ideas, any tips, any suggestions on what I might can try, please let me know, because I'm waiting on tomatoes. I'm having to get tomatoes from Big Daddy, which is great because they're delicious, but I want these. I want these to be big, and I want to be able to go to my garden and get my own tomatoes. So anyways, that's it. That's just one last look at my little tiny tomatoes and things. Let me get this in there. And like I said, they're not very big. They still taste good. Of course, I haven't tried these tomatoes, but I know the cucumbers still taste good. These are delicious. I love these. But anyways, that's it. I really hope you guys are having a great day and enjoying the day, and just thank God that we are getting plenty of rain today. The gardens really need it, and I think if I did happen to over-fertilize, maybe the rain will wash some of it away, because it's just a top, just a scatter on the ground top fertilizer. Oh, one other thing. My pumpkins. Finding no female blooms. So, anybody, there were, I think it was like the Jack-o'-lantern and then some other brand, but I'm finding no female blooms. It's all male. From what I've researched, I'm not getting any fruit. Also on my cantaloupe, I'm not getting any fruits. I check and it's just flowers. Lots and lots and lots of flowers, no fruits. And that's kind of disappointing. See if there's anything else I was going to ask the gardening community. I think that was it. I don't know. Maybe I should just hurry up and get moved way out into the country and get myself like a hive of bees and they can do all this pollinating for me. So, I don't know. Maybe that's my whole problem, that and this poor soil quality. I'm doing what I can with what I've got. Hopefully next year will be better. And until the next video update, when the storms and all have passed, have a great day. Happy gardening. Rate, comment, subscribe, email, message, anything. It gets boring sitting around the house and I like the emails and stuff. So leave a message, and I guess I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.